So if you've been waiting for the market to crash, congratulations, it's trying. Inventory has exploded. Prices are dipping and sellers are starting to sweat a little bit. But here's a twist. Buyers are waking up too. That's where the market starts to get a little weird, and that's when smart people start to make smart moves. Stick around because I am breaking down what's really going on here in Sarasota County and how you can use it to your advantage, whether you are buying, selling, or really just kind of curious about what's happening in the marketplace. Hey there guys, I'm Ed Grabowski, your local real estate broker here in the Sarasota area. Look, I've been doing this for a long time, and let me tell you, markets like this, they really separate the pros from the pretenders. Now, every month I break down the real numbers to kind of give you the story behind the stats, really minus all the fluff and the hype. Now, whether you are buying, selling, or just kind of keeping an eye on your neighbor's Z estimate, you're in the right place. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and if you want to talk strategy about your own current situation, no pressure and no sales pitch, I've got a link below to a 15-minute discovery call where we can talk about what's happening in your world. All right, so let's get into the numbers, and trust me, this month's stats are kind of like the Florida weather, a little unpredictable, but you better know how to read the signs. So, inventory. We are currently sitting at about 8 months of supply, which is up 148% increase from April of last year. Last year at this point we had just over 3 months of inventory, 3.22 months, which means that the market has gone from a tight squeeze to wide open spaces. It is officially a buyer's market, folks. And in fact, if this trend continues, buyers might start to ask for additional things like throw in that golf cart or maybe dinner reservations at Owen's Fish Camp just to seal the deal. Now, pending listings are up a modest 2.9% month over month, so we are seeing activity, but it's certainly not enough to soak up all the additional inventory that we're seeing. The end for April, sales came in at 969 closed homes. That's up 9.1% from March, slightly off from this point last year where we had about 10 more. So things are moving, but it certainly is not a stampede. Median days on market, 47. It is a little bit of an increase, but I'd expect that number to continue to climb over the summer with more listings, fewer buyers, and buyers taking their time. Sellers are going to need to have a little patience in this market. Probably a little more polish on their presentation. Now let's talk pricing a little bit because this is where things really start to get a little spicy. Median price per foot has dropped to $254, which is down 10.6% year over year from $284 a foot that we had in April of last year. That is a meaningful pullback, especially in a market where people are used to seeing prices only go up. So this is certainly a change, and this is something we've been seeing over the last several months. The list to sales ratio continues to tell the tale, as we are sitting at 95.9%, translating the sellers are negotiating, and this is not a market where listing high and see what happens works. Buyers are doing their homework, and they are coming in with calculators, comps, and confidence. Bottom line, it's not doom and gloom. It's really more of a normalized, leverage-heavy market for buyers. And for sellers, it means it's time to get strategic. You need to price it right. You need to market smart. And don't expect to be the only option in town because you're not right now. All right, buyers, lean in because I am about to save you a ton of time and maybe even a few gray hairs. Look, our inventory is piling up faster than the unread emails in your inbox. And you know who else is feeling it out there? It's the builders. They have got spec homes or inventory homes that are sitting around like puppies in a pet store just waiting for someone to come by and take one home. I showed a house the other day that had dropped $180,000 from its original price. I had to double check the MLS, but I was seeing things. Get this, one of the clients I had locked in a 2.99% mortgage on a brand new home with the builder incentives on a 2-1 buy down. I told him I was moving in. He laughed, thinking I was just joking. These builders are offering packages juicier than a buy one get one in Publix. rate buydowns, closing cost credits, even upgrades. Want quartz countertops on a smart fridge? Done. Want to feel like you're going back in time with pre-COVID mortgage rates? Close enough. And the best part, no funky smells, no 20-year-old roofs, and no wondering if that stain on the ceiling is new, old, or still active. It's clean, it's covered by warranty, and it's ready to go. And if you're even remotely in the market, give me a call. Let me show you what's out there, because a lot of these really good deals with their inventory homes that they're offering, they're getting snapped up really quick. So you got to act quick. So reach out to me. All right, so now let's talk to sellers a little bit. Look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Your home's got to work hard, harder than a pelican trying to fly in a hurricane. We got 8 months of inventory. The buyers have got options. When buyers have options, they get picky. If your home is not the clear choice for buyers, it's basically just that awkward guy to dance that nobody wants to talk to. What does that mean? You got to price it right from day one. You have to get your staging dialed in. You got to fix the little stuff. You got to make it sparkle. This is not the market for, man, let's just put it on the market and see what happens. Those homes, they get stale, and stale listings, they don't sell. And please, for the love of all things beachfront and beautiful, don't ignore the competition from new construction. You're not just competing against your neighbor's house. You're up against shiny new builds offering warranties, incentives, sometimes even better pricing. But don't worry, that's where I come in. My job is help you to get out ahead of the market, not to chase down the pricing ladder. You need strategic pricing, proactive marketing, and making your home the clear and obvious choice to buyers in the marketplace. That's the formula. So here's the bottom line, guys. If you're thinking about buying, selling, or you're just kind of curious about where you stand in the market today, now is not the time to go it alone. The numbers, they are changing every month. The strategies, you need to be sharp, you need to be fast, and it needs to be custom to your goals. And your real estate broker, well, ideally they might have a good sense of humor, but actually know what they're doing. If you want straight answers, smart strategies, and maybe even a few laughs along the way, let's talk. Tap the link below for a 15-minute discovery call. Zero pressure, just good conversation and some professional insight to help you make a confident next move. And hey, if this video it made you think, maybe even made you laugh a little bit, do me a favor. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below, even if it's to tell me that my one-liners really weren't all that funny after all anyway. Again, I'm Ed Grabowski, your local real estate broker here in the Sarasota area. I'll see you next month with your latest MarketWatch update. And until then, stay cool, stay smart, and let's keep this real estate thing fun.